Good morning from Montrose Old and St Andrew's Church, and welcome to our short thought for the day. People put all sorts of effort into finding love, and Valentine's Day gives an opportunity to share some romantic feelings. An exciting day for some, a day of angst for others. Despite frantic efforts, many feel both inadequate and let down when it comes to finding love. And some will feel the same way about finding God. A lot of effort, but sometimes with little to show for it. Jesus took his closest followers with him up a mountain, perhaps to get away from the crowds and to get some quiet time, to pray, to think things over, and to consider their next steps. His friends had an amazing encounter. Jesus' clothes were shining as a bright light, whiter than being bleached, and a voice came from heaven saying, "This is my Son, whom I love. Listen to him." This was very similar to what happened when Jesus was baptized in the River Jordan. The disciples were overwhelmed and started rabbiting on about making a shelter for Jesus, Moses, and Elijah, whom they had seen too. Jesus didn't need a shelter. What he needed from them was not frantic activity and dubious practicalities, but simply their attention, for them to stop and listen, and just take in what was obviously heaven breaking through, God coming near. Sometimes our well-intended efforts to find God can be overdone. Not that we shouldn't make an effort, but there will be times when the right thing to do is to be still, to be at peace, to listen, to pray, to just soak up God's presence and love. We don't need to understand everything. We may not need to say anything. In the words of the psalm, "Be still and know that I am God." Yes, we can take steps to seek out God and to find Jesus. But actually, it isn't so much us finding God as it's God who finds us through Jesus. God is a finding God. We're hardly likely to have a dazzling vision of God up a mountain, although many, including the current moderator, can testify to sensing God very close in the beauty of creation, including on mountaintops. And we're fortunate in Angus to have a lot of marvellous scenery. But whether up a mountain, down at a beach, anywhere, how about being less anxious about finding God and being still and giving God space to find us? Thank you for joining us. Stay safe. May the Lord bless you. Amen.